I'd like to give a shout out here to Daniel West. A little background. My name's Jeremiah. My son was struck by lightning a little over 2 years ago. It nearly killed him. It's a miracle he's alive. It did a lot of damage to him internally, though, you can imagine. It damaged his spine and the nerves in his legs. He's been fighting to walk again ever since. We've learned a lot of tough things in these last couple of years. I personally used to have a lot of trust in the medical world, a lot of respect, but not so much anymore. We've met a lot of doctors who have very little hope, who just seem content to let you lie there endlessly in a hospital bed, deteriorating. I'll tell you, I've seen this with my mom and dad too, not just my son. Let me give you one example. My son could move his toes for about 2 months after the strike, and I would say, hey Doc, come here, look, he can move his toes. Doesn't that prove there's a connection head to toe? And we need to kindle that connection. We need to keep it alive. We need to push. We need to fight. And more than one doctor looked at me and said, hey Dad, he shouldn't be able to move his toes anyways. I thought, how absurd, how asinine. Here's this scientist denying observable reality. This was one of the times where I kind of just started to say, obviously we're on our own here. I pray nobody else finds themselves in a situation like this, but if you do, you'll have some tough choices. And one is to be, are you going to fight or not? Are you going to listen to these doctors who you'll be lucky to see for 5 minutes while they do their rounds in the morning? Or are you going to fight? I'll tell you this, when it comes to physical therapists, we found some good ones. We really fought hard to find some good ones, but you're going to be hard pressed to find somebody with more passion, with more experience, with more practical expertise, more drive than Daniel West. The guy's a fighter. I know he can be a little pushy, he can be a little crass, but let me ask you this, do you want somebody who's going to push you? Or do you want somebody who's going to put your legs up on a bike that moves your legs for you while they sit back and do documentation? Because that's not Daniel. Daniel's a fighter. He's the kind of guy you want on your side if something as unfortunate as this happens. And my only regret is that we didn't come across him earlier.